Welcome to ISE 2022 in lovely Barcelona, Spain. I have said that so many times and I still don't get sick of saying that. This is Rich Fregosa for AVNation.tv, and I'm sitting here with Andrew Starks, who is the Director of Product Management for Macnica.
That's right, that's right, absolutely.
Andrew, welcome. Hey, welcome to Barcelona.
Thank you, thank you. It's been a great trip.
It's great to be back together.
Yeah.
I've been prefacing a lot of the interviews with, you know, we always talk about product, and that's
Sure.
fantastic, and we're going to get to that,
Yeah.
but there's a different side to making it to
Oh,
the
absolutely.
show.
I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, I think this year more than any, that I'm grateful to be here, you know, that sense of the hunt, right? I mean, we have, you know, we've been grinding it out for the last 2 years at work. We've been looking forward to trade shows, only they haven't canceled. And that, you know, that time away from it really gave us a chance to sort of reflect on how much we depend upon that cycle, that ebb and that flow, that ability to build up the demos and to get ready to see your customers and to bring them out there and it's showtime. And we really missed it. I think I've noticed the sincerity in people's sense of, oh, it's good to see you, you know, more now than ever, really. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was
Yeah.
definitely, I think that is a great word, the sincerity.
Yeah.
And there is that kind of that joy and that gratitude of being
Yeah.
able to share the same space again.
Right on, right on.
And, you know, I know for us, like when I was sitting out in the halls right before it opened and you have that moment of,
Yeah.
here we go again,
Yeah,
or
that's
here we
right.
go again, and
Right.
you know, that new normal and the
Yeah.
normal that
Of
we're
getting
in.
on a plane and, you know, all the stuff, you know, it's been fun.
Excellent.
Yeah, I will say though that I had a scare. I came early to vacation with my wife, and then this weekend I started getting a scratchy throat and all that. I knew I had COVID. Took two tests, no COVID. My wife didn't have COVID. I didn't even know you could get a cold anymore. I thought it was only COVID. So my voice is a little scratchy.
Well, that's okay. Well, we're glad to have you here. And yes, the new heightened sense, and so, you know, a lot of extra washing of hands. And,
Yep,
you know,
right
there's
on.
a lot of great things. But, you know, it is great to, you know, again, be in that space. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about ISE. Let's talk
Sure.
about the reason why you're here.
Right.
You are obviously here on the show floor. Tell us what's going on. What can we
Well,
expect?
Macnica is well, they're a huge company. Our tiny division of Macnica has been devoted to open standards in the broadcast and Pro AV space now for more than 10 years now, I think. I've not been there that long, but basically Macnica's energy at ISE is put into an open standard called IPMX, which you may or may not have heard of. But
Well, let's talk a little bit about that.
So IPMX is a truly open standard. It's not owned by Macnica. We're not like the only people behind it. In fact, there are many dozens of companies that are involved in it. I serve on the Open Standards Committees. I serve on the Board of Directors for AIMS and AMWA, two organizations part of it. I'm part of BSF. And what we're really interested in doing is bringing AV over IP into the open standards world, right? So we're all on, you know, no matter what industry you want to talk about, whether you're talking about cash registers or you're talking about, you know, machine control, everybody's moving to standard COTS IP technology, right? And in broadcast it's been true, and in Pro AV it's been true. And we really see an opportunity now that we're all sharing that standard, you know, COTS space, right? To turn video back into video again, like it was before computers messed everything up, right?
Right.
And then digital made it even worse, and HD made it even crazier, right? And so we think, you know, our company's culture is very much around open standards. We believe in it very strongly. We think that the storytelling with video and audio is the premier way that we do it now, right? I mean, you look at TikTok, you look at Facebook, you look at YouTube, you know, awash with video, right? And we're all doing it. We all have it on our phones. We all do it everywhere. And people are becoming more literate with video, and that's, you know, they're not only presenting it, but they're making it, right? And we think it's important that that is an open standard, and that's what IPMX is really all about.
So your version of free the AV OIP,
right, exactly, right. Well, it's not, yeah, and also embracing both the production and the presentation side, and making both workflows use the same plumbing, right? And I think in the Pro AV world, what I recognize or what I see right now currently is that AV over IP is an exciting application. It's not the boring plumbing that we all use to do our business and focus our energy on being more creative up here, right? And so it would be great if we all had an open standards and we could put our creative energy into making new and exciting applications and with video and audio, right? And that's kind of the hope and vision of IPMX is to create a world where we're innovating at the higher layers and we're able to depend on video just as an appliance, right?
It is just a tsunami of information that you're providing, right? But it's amazing, right?
Yeah,
it's you know, it is taking that approach, and some call it the agnostic approach, right, towards it, and making the most of your resources out there. So, if you know, obviously, you'd like to see people down on the show floor and visiting you and getting one-on-one time, but unfortunately, everybody can't make it to lovely Barcelona today. If they want to find more information, how can they find you?
Well, first, let me say what Macnica makes and how we're contributing to IPMX is we make a dev kit that is, we like to say it's your fastest way, your fastest on-ramp to IPMX. So we make a development kit for other manufacturers to try out IPMX, to build products with it, and so that they can make, you know, embedded in cameras and processors and gateway devices, things like that. And if you're a manufacturer and you're making AV over IP equipment or interested in AV over IP, you should check out macnicatech.com. That's where our website is, and we'd love to talk to you.
And we can see the dev kit in action.
Oh,
right?
absolutely. We not only do we have the dev kit, we also, one thing about IPMX that's really cool is that from a very early stage, we recognize that software is a big part of the story. If you don't have software implementations on your mind as a manufacturer, you might be missing out on a big chunk of the market. And that's why IPMX focuses on it. And we're also showing a software implementation of IPMX in our booth. And it's actually encoding video from an inexpensive laptop, 4K video right to our hardware decoder. And that's in our booth with very low latency too. It's very exciting. So.
Sounds like a great time. Like I said, you know, again, we want to make sure we get that all
in
there.
Yeah, I had to cram it all in there, otherwise I get in trouble.
Well, great. Obviously, let's go back to the website again, just in case we make sure.
Macnicatech.com.
Okay, fantastic. Well, obviously, if we want to go ahead and get more information for Macnica, we can get over to the website. But if you do want to find more information about our exhibitors here on the show floor here at ISE 2022, you can find it on the AVNation website. You can find it on our Twitter feed, all of our other social media verticals. But unfortunately, this is the end of my time with you, Andrew. So sorry. I wish we could spend more time together.
It's been a pleasure. Yeah, absolutely.
With that said, this is Rich Fregosa for AVNation.tv.